How was the creative process for coming up with songs and everything in the studio?
I mean, just like in the book. When you walk in the studio, you see me on the board, you see Dre right there. You don't see other people, not really. Unless it's days where the music is done already, then they're there writing their raps. You know, they usually find a corner, especially on the Straight Outta Compton. Cube would be there, you know, in there. But me and Dre was in the studio most of the time. Most of the time. He'd sit there, he'd be on the drum machine. Okay, he got the beat. Okay, I go down there, program the machine. You know, because back then we used the SP1200 and the 808. We had an 808 that was MIDI back then. That was ahead of the game. And then we had a sequencer that played the keyboards, ran the drum machine, because we would double our drums up and stuff like that. We used the real 808, not the sample. So, you know, we was kind of coming up with some new stuff, technology back then. Because we used to, when we record the drums, we EQ it. So when we mix it, we EQ it again. And plus we using maybe 2 or 3 kicks, a couple of snares, you know, we fattening the stuff up back there. And we just kind of cheated on the sound a little bit. Definitely.
So you guys were even ahead of your time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were
back then
way ahead of our time. Oh yeah. We were just trying to think of new ways, just new ways. So we EQ'd it. I mean, it had it, you know, back then it had the analog almost pinning. You can't let it pin because it gets distorted, but analog takes more bass than the new digital. Way more bass. People don't think so. Digital is louder, but analog has more bass. It's a more warmer sound. So it's hard. People trying to duplicate that analog sound. You can't do it in digital. Just like Dre. It took him a long time to go from the analog to digital. Now he got all digital, but he uses, I think it's a digital or analog board that goes into the digital. So he's trying to get some warmness out of the sound. There's ways to do stuff. And plus, we used to mix our own stuff. But then when we mix it, we go get it mastered. Master's a totally different thing. That's just EQing it even more. Make sure all the songs are level, all kind of stuff. But we went to the best place to master was Bernie. Grumman was where Michael Jackson, Prince, you know, all these people go. So we was ahead of the game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed, you know, Dr. Dre's mixes are always, there's just something special about them.
Just like our songs. Think about the older songs. The songs was made like DJs. In the breaks, all the little stuff going on, because we was DJs. And that's how we think. Think about the album. The album flowed, commercials in between it. We were the first one doing commercials and little skits and stuff. It just flowed. So you could just listen to it, not it fade out, then the song come on. No, we kind of flowed. Even the last album, it just flowed. Because it's like a big mix. That's how we did it. Because we was DJs.
Was there any times where you guys had to like choose between the verses, between like Cube and Ren or anything?
Nah.
No.
Never. A lot of times when they get the words, the title comes first. Most of the time they get the title first. The track is there, they got the title. Like the Police song, okay, everybody wrote about the police, you know, stuff like that. So it was kind of, everybody was just in sync. Because we were so used to each other and it just flowed. Everything flowed. There wasn't no arguments, there wasn't no issues, nothing. Everything was in sync. From the lyrics to the music to mixing to whatever it is. Video, you know, we were just like a little family. That's how we was. Just the 5 of us. You know, Arabian was around in the early days, but Arabian, once we started doing the Straight Outta Compton album, Arabian was back being solo. He left. So he was just around on the more like the EPs or the maxi singles, you know, a couple of songs. Then what we did, that Panic Zone, which we really didn't like, we pulled that from a single and put it on the album. We didn't make it for the album. We just put it on there. And if I'm not mistaken, second to the last song, yeah. But that's when he was around.
you guys only performed in LA one time. Or well, twice, but
yeah, the Celebrity. That was it. I mean, as far as I remember, that was the only when we became once the album came out, that was the only time we performed. I mean, we performed at a few skating rinks. That was before the album. That was only when Boys in the Hood was out. That was the very beginning. But when we became, like a real group or something, the Celebrity in Anaheim, that was the only 2 shows. I remember them like it was yesterday, packed. Because the first night, it got turned out. They started throwing chairs, and I was just like, ooh wee.
Who was fighting? Just people in the
people in the stand. Yeah, just people in the stands and.
During your guys' performance, or
I think it was during ours. Yep, because Ice-T and us was on it. One night we the headliners, and the next night Ice-T's the headliner. And I remember that. It was the first night. Sure it was.
We've all heard stories about Dre just being picky when recording people. Like I think I seen a Snoop Dogg one time talking about they had to like redo a song like 15 times or something. I mean,
he's just a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist too. It's just when you don't feel it ain't right, you just okay, do it again or do the line again or whatever it is. Oh yeah, he didn't let soft lines get, no. It's got to be said right. However the song is structured, it just a lot of people just make stuff, oh, it sound good. No. He listens. He go listen in the car or something overnight. Come back like when we mix. We mix a song, then we go home, make a couple of tapes. He listen, we listen. Then he come back. Okay, let's bring this down. Let's bring this up. We really listening to it. How do it sound in the car? That's how we mixed our songs, not how it sound in the studio. Because think about this. Back then, our studios was tuned. A lot of people don't know what that means. The room was tuned. So it's a perfect sound in there. They go in there with the microphones and the little crazy noises, that high hiss, and the room is tuned. So as you mixing it, it's a true sound. So we take it, the mix, take it in the car, see how it sound in the car. If it's not enough bass, So nowadays, people just do stuff anywhere, just with headphones and stuff. The room is not, the big studios are like that now. But back then, that's what we did, the room. So when we mixed, we really hearing what we mixing. A lot of people mix to what their little system is. It sound good on this, but when you put it on something else, it's a bit. We was the head of the game back then.
How much unreleased Eazy-E music is there?
There's only one song left that I made, and I didn't put it on his last album because it wasn't finished. There wasn't no lyrics on it. So it was a diss song, and the breaks are done because we used this reggae guy. But after that, it ain't no more because I used everything there was for his last album that I made. And the track that's sitting around, it ain't no lyrics on it, so I didn't even mess with that one.
Was that the Ice Cube diss song, or was it?
I ain't gonna say who it was.
Oh, okay.
It was a diss song, but it really wasn't a diss song because it ain't no words on it. So, and that's the last one that I know of. Now, whether he recorded something somewhere else, I have no idea. But I got all his songs for the last album that I put on it. So
that was the one that came out after he passed away?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the last album. That was the last of the songs, and I don't know of any other songs. It might be some he may have recorded, but they ain't never came around.
Okay.